Hello and welcome to the next video. This time we will have a look at the faction Skaven. I went the last 3 months all my games, or the most games, I think one or two I didn't play Skaven, but the rest of the games I play only Skaven on tournaments. One real life tournament in Saarbrücken, the square based online tournament 2, and the VTC with my Skaven. And I want to go through my list with you really in detail. And in this video, I want to speak over my list and why I put the units in this list and what they want to do and have to do and which spells I want. And in the next video, I will go into the list and tactics in detail. Okay, then we start with my list. First of all, my general. And it's not the warlord, it's the Grey Seer. He's level 4 with Demonology, Law Formula, and Ruby Ring. Then we have one level 2 Plague Priest with Battle Magic and the Weeping Blade. The Weeping Blade gives you poison attacks, straight user, but that's not so important, -2 AP and D3 wounds. Really good. The Grey Seer have also a power scroll. Then we have a level 2 Warlock Engineer, also with Battle Magic, and he also uses or have a power scroll. Then we have a Skaven Warlord. He has heavy armor, shield, and the Fellblade. The Fellblade is the best weapon in this game. +3 to Strange, D3 wounds, and no armor, ward, or region saves. Really nice. But, and if you roll the last games like me, there's one terrible point that you must roll at the end of every command phase, and if you roll a 1 or 2 on a d6 or on a d3 a 1, that you lose 1 wound. But the weapon, it's so great. Then we have a battle standard Bira. I think here it's this model. He has 2 Skaven brew. Therefore, I make leadership test in the command phase, and then this model and the unit will become frenzy. And he has the standard that he and his unit become Swift Strive. And then we have another chieftain, and he has heavy armor and the cautious shield. This shield you can decide if you want. You can change your attacks to 0, and if you do this, then you will become 3 higher to your armor save. So if he change his attacks to 0, he will become 2+ armor save. Now we come into core, and I must take 2 units of clan rats when I want to play 2000 points. So 3 months ago I was thinking, and I played clan rats without a weapon team. And normally I would say I don't want to play a weapon team, and I change it to 2 units of 20 clan rats with a warp grinder. A warp grinder gives the clan rats ambush. And I will go on detail at this in a few minutes, why I take a warp grinder. And then we have core points left, and I take 3 units of night runners. They have throwing weapons, but that's not really important. I think they are one of the best units you can take in core. I will go through them also in detail in a few moments. And then we have only 1 unit left. It's in special, and it's a great brick of 61 plague monks with full command and the banner what gives you D3 to the combat res. That's my 2000 point list. First of all, what's the mind behind? I start really with Skaven in May, when all people say you can't win with Skaven, it's so terrible. And my first thinking was, how can I manage it that I don't lose games? And so I built, have a look at the rules, and was thinking which unit can have the biggest defensive. And there I will put all my characters inside. The list changes a little bit over months. The last character who was added to the army was that one with 2+ armor save, because it's one more character for challenges. And this unit plague monks, together with the 5-6 at this point characters, are together 1500 points about. And if I don't lose them, I have a good chance that I don't will lose the game. That's first. And then was the question, what I can do when I must play against dragons, other monsters, and big things what I can't normally fight against it. So this unit in combination with Horde and BSB and Standard Bearer and Close Order and banner for combat dress have a combat dress without doing wounds of 7 to 9. So if a dragon charges alone inside this unit in the front, and I go in the challenge with my champion, then the dragon automatically loses the combat by 1 up to 3. That's really nice, I think. And this was something, and if he think he will go with dragon and, for example, dragon ogre or something else into the unit, then the champion can also go in the challenge, and the Fellblade and the other characters can hit the other unit. And so you will win this combat a little bit higher. So it's on defense, it's really, really crazy what this block can do. And with all these attacks in addition and the magic you can cast, I will go to the magic in 1 minute. You can also go in other units. You are really fast and kills something in offensive. The problem is you have only 1 unit, so you must a little bit you must look for the right combats. That's important. You can't go in the middle of the table and go straight into your opponent. That don't function. But I will go for this in the next video in detail. You must look, maybe wait to the right moment, and then attack hard. That's one of the important things what you must have in mind. So, next one, we want to speak about the spells. First of all, my Grace here uses demonology, and here one of the important spells you can have and must have, because that's why he takes the lore formula, is Deeds of Shadows, that you can give your unit fly. That's really important, because when there come too many units, or you see it will gone bad, and or if you lose a combat but your opponent don't catch you and you want to come fast away, then this is one of the really important spells. The second one is Demonic Vessel, because your unit gets +1 strange attacks and AP also all your characters. So really good. Then one of my favorite spells is Demonic Vigor. Gives a unit +1 movement, initiative, and toughness. It's like Demonic Vessel, only up to the end of this turn, but sometimes it's only what you need, because if you need one more initiative because you fight against elves, or you need the +1 movement, sometimes it's can change situations. Then, not really important, but sometimes good, is Gathering Darkness. Give a opponent's unit -2 to initiative and leadership. If you fight against a single model, or you want to fight against a unit with high initiative, that's a really nice spell. If you don't need it, then you can also use maybe Warp Lightning. It's every time fine. It's a magic missile. The Summering. Or what's also sometimes interesting, it's the Vortex of the Skaven. It's Cult of Corruption. It's a Vortex who don't moves. It blocks line of sight, and all units of the opponent within of 3 inches becomes -1 to toughness. Really good spell, but most times I have the problem that I stay too far away, or I will charge and then I can't cast it. So most times I don't use it, or maybe only if I have 2 of them. They don't stack, but if there is a situation where I want really block line of sight, then sometimes it's a good option. So, and why I have Power Scroll. You have an addition for 0 points D3 Warpstone token. They are also really good. And I use or have the Power Scroll when I have a turn. And the first turns, if I don't really need it, I don't use it. Because sometimes there becomes in one of the later turns a point where I really need one spell. And then I can use Power Scroll and Warpstone token to get save this spell off. Then my other 2 wizards uses Battle Magic. And what I can tell you, one of the best spells and the best spell in the game, it's Pillar of Fire. It's my absolutely favorite spell. Also in this army, if you roll it, hold it. It makes so great differences in most games. If you play against elves, wood elves, and something like this, or great MSU or war machines, then it's absolutely must have if you roll it. Then also interesting and good Oaken Shield. Give your Black Monks a 5+ ward save. Really good. If you have one of these, hold it. Also interesting, Arcane Urgency. To move a unit twice, sometimes it's really good and your units become really fast. If I combine this with fly, the Black Monks could fly with the two spells together if they march and then move again up to 48 inches. That's really nice. Fireball, it's every time good. And now comes the question. Sometimes you roll a spell 2 or 6. And if it's really bad, then you roll 2 and 6. I would say 6 can be good in some situations, but Curse of Arrow you don't want to have with this list. So if you roll a 2, you will every time change it. Curse of Cowardly Flight. I would hold if I roll 2 and 6. Because there are some situations when your opponent stays with his unit too near to border edge, or maybe he wants to stay at any point, then this spell could do something. Here you want also change to Warp Lightning in only a few situations to Code of Corruptions, or what's also interesting, Hammerhand. Hammerhand is a really good combat spell, and your characters want to stay in combat or come into combat, and that's why it's also interesting. Why or how Pillar of Fire works, I will show you in the next video, because you can do really crazy things together with Steeds of Shadow and the Night Runners. And one thing I don't speak up to this moment, and one of the best Skaven rules, it's the rule Vermeer's Valor. I think it gives Skaven one of the craziest interaction you can have. At any point, not only in combat, you can decide to go with your characters back. Move back outside of fighting rank. Also, maybe if you have the higher initiative, after you fight, before your opponent can fight you or attack you back. That's a really good rule, and it protects your characters for dying, and your opponent most times or can most times only attack the Black Monks. And that's also why I don't have ward saves and something like this on my characters, because normally they don't will become attacks from your opponent. So you don't need it. And that's something where I will go in detail in the next video, because you can do crazy things with this. And I will give you there a few examples what you can do. Okay, I hope you enjoy it up to this moment, and I hope you will come back for the second video, where I want to go into detail what strategy I played and how my list works. Have a nice evening and come back to the next video. I'm out, your Anubis.